Well, happening today, the state is working to help graduate students who could soon lose out on federal student loans.
The U.S. Department of Education removed certain fields, as you'll remember, from the list of professional degrees, making some students ineligible for those federal loans. Your reporter Taylor Knight live outside of the Capitol building in Hartford this morning explaining who this new proposal could benefit. Good morning, Taylor.
Well, this impacts students who are pursuing graduate degrees in things like nursing, public health, or physical therapy. That's because the Department of Education no longer considers those professional programs, so that impacts their ability to borrow money for school.
While graduate students could previously borrow loans up to the cost of their degree, the new rules would set caps depending on whether the degree is considered a graduate or professional program. The Education Department says nursing, physical therapy, dental hygiene, occupational therapy, and social work, as well as fields outside of healthcare like architecture, education, and accounting, are no longer considered professional programs. Some future students could find it more costly to pursue a specialized degree. Under the new federal plan, students in those fields would be able to borrow $50,000 a year and up to $200,000 in total. The Trump administration says these limits are needed to reduce tuition costs. But Governor Ned Lamont disagrees, and today will be announcing the Connecticut Supplemental Graduate Student Loan Program in response. This proposal would create a loan program for graduate students in the fields no longer considered a professional program.
The governor will be making that announcement right down the street from here at UConn's Hartford campus, which is home to the School of Social Work. Your reporter in Hartford, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.